Welcome to Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, into wellness, into fitness, and introduce you to some special guests. Well, the spotlight this week shines brightly on the north side of La Crosse, Logan High School. Two of the very best senior spotlight, academically, athletically, Izzy, Vang, and Avery, Werner. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Last night, as we taped the show here on March 12th, last night I happened to be at the Logan Fieldhouse. Watched our granddaughter and then stuck around and watched Izzy and Avery in a big win over Eau Claire North. Thoughts on that, Avery?
It was a really exciting game. I think we had a lot of fun playing. Obviously a win is really exciting. You always want to win. But yeah, I think we really had fun, honestly. The energy was high, and it was our first home game, so that was exciting too.
I could tell that with warm-ups, that the level, the culture was full of excitement, enthusiasm. Knowing that you have an abbreviated season. I think you end at the end of April, so and of course it's spring versus typically fall. But that did not take anything away from the excitement, did it, Izzy?
No, it didn't. And we played against a new team we've never played against, so I think it was like a new team, new energy, bring it out.
How'd you feel you performed?
I think I did pretty well. Our team was pretty good, our energy was high. It was just an overall good atmosphere I was playing in.
There's been a lot of people that have talked about for young people, adults in this country, America is in crisis, meaning the pandemic, meaning virtual school, meaning racial issues. And I've talked to other guests about the racial issues in this community, let alone in the country. And it's just not been what you were hoping for, has it, Avery?
No, not quite. But I think we've so far made the most out of it, and I think we plan to keep pushing forward and not taking a game for granted or even a practice.
But it's a year taken out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in virtual school. I know both of you are very social and you have lots of friends. That was taken away, and now you're going. As we tape the show here again, you're going back to school full time in another couple of weeks right after Easter. But pep assemblies and having students come to your matches, and being involved in homecoming and prom and all those kinds of things did not occur. Something that does that create some sadness with you, Avery?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you think about high school, I'm sure you can remember your junior and senior prom and going to games with all your friends, and I'm just really glad I took those opportunities when I was a freshman and a sophomore to do, because it took away from my junior year.
I think Avery kind of doesn't believe that I can remember that far back.
You told me about it multiple times.
But I do remember all those, and my heart went out for our own grandchildren and for young people, because there's been a great deal, isolation, virtual learning, not being around has created mental health issues with a lot of young people and adults, of course, because it's not been easy to handle. How about, I know your family quite well too, Izzy. What about your friends and family? Has that been a setback?
It has, because I did lose my grandfather this year, and it wasn't to COVID, but it was just everything. We couldn't go take care of our grandparents. I didn't get to see family as often, and I usually see them every holiday, which we didn't get to do much this year, which was pretty sad. So.
Well, it won't be long, and the world will be yours. You'll be making the decisions. You'll be in the spotlight. Thinking about what you would like to see as we move into the world that you're going to be a big part of. What do you want? How do you want to see that, Izzy?
I want to take it a step at a time and be able to see the things I want to see, be with the people I want to be in that moment, for sure.
Are you on your way to do that?
I'm working on it, for sure, working on it. But
You know, a lot of people, I've read articles and talked to a lot of people, they're not comfortable in who they are, Avery. They're not comfortable in their own skin. They want to be somebody else. They want to be somewhere else. They're just not comfortable. That's a sad statement, but that happens all the time. Are you comfortable with who you are?
I think I'm working on it, yeah. I think it's gotten better recently. I mean, being a teenage girl in high school is pretty hard. A lot of mean girls out there, but I don't know. I think, like, as I've grown up, I've built more confidence, and yeah.
You've taken the high road.
Yep.
Any advice? Because, you know, a lot of young girls watch this show, and, you know, it is a challenge. There's no question. The pressures, some subtle, some overt, that, and some kids are not nice to others. No question. No. What are you going to say to people, young people, or your own kids someday about how to take the high road?
I think it's a really hard thing to learn, but I learned that if they're really your true friends, they wouldn't make you change. They wouldn't make you do things that you don't want to do. And if your friends aren't accepting of who you are, there's plenty of other people out there who will be. And I'm just really glad that I've found those people in high school, like Izzy and my teammates, and just great, really good friends.
Izzy, this is a diverse community: Asians, African Americans, Native Americans, you name it. And it's kind of an oasis of young people and a United Nations of children, which I grew up with that. With United Nations of Children at the Boys and Girls Club for 41 years. Yeah. How is it with the diversity in the way you see the city of La Crosse?
I think the culture of knowing who pretty much everyone is like, I think that's just what La Crosse is. And being a Hmong female in a small town, pretty small town, it's known to a lot of kids out there, like Avery and them know, everyone at my schools, and it's just amazing.
But you're I know you quite well, and your friends, you're accepted with open arms.
Yes, I am.
And you feel confident and comfortable, don't you?
Yes.
Well, again, our guests this week, Izzy Vang and Avery Werner, McGuire Werner's little sister. He made me put that in there.
No, he didn't. Are you serious?
So, actually, we talked about him before we went on the air, but Avery, volleyball, center, right side, outside, you name it. That's pretty good. That's your favorite sport, isn't it?
Yep.
What's your strength?
In volleyball? I'd say probably setting. So because we lost so many girls last year, some really talented players, we were kind of moving everybody around, trying to figure out where we should all play this year. And so they were just trying us out everywhere in practice. Everybody was playing every position this year, and it was kind of fun, honestly, to try something new that I wasn't quite used to.
Yeah, Izzy, you're talented too, like McGuire's sister here, but Izzy, you're a defensive specialist.
Yes, I am.
According to what I read.
That I am. I do play back row specifically, so I can help the front row up there.
Help, those are not quite as gifted as you are.
When we screw up, she just helps us out back there. She fixes all of our mistakes.
Izzy, right now you're already in line to be the most valuable player on that team.
Oh goodness.
But all right, let's put our academic hat on. You have one, don't you?
Yeah.
So it's student first and athlete second. Some people get them mixed up.
Yep. Yeah.
But with Izzy, all academic team, all academic award letter winner, and by the way, captain. Not just anybody gets to be a captain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Avery and Lauren this year, so might as well. It's a good group.
You know, I knew Avery was a captain because she told me about 18 times.
Wait, what? When?
But Avery Werner First student of the month, all academic team. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
The question.
Just kidding, but so you are you're a model student.
Yeah, if you say so. No, I get good grades. I try hard in school.
So, tough classes?
Yeah, Izzy and I are actually both in the Health Science Academy at UWL.
Good. Not just anybody can be in the Health Science Academy.
No.
Nope.
It demonstrates your leadership and your academic skills, but is there a real favorite class that you have? Favorite instructor?
For me, I would say at the Health Science Academy, my favorite teacher would probably be Nami George. He teaches at Central.
Nami's been on the show many times.
Yeah.
And he's the head softball coach and a close friend. How about your favorite relief educator?
I would have to probably say Terry Erickson.
That's a joke, by the way. But, and Izzy, you have a favorite class and a favorite teacher?
I like to say I enjoy all my classes. I specifically have a strength in math, which I am taking with Moreau this year.
Coach Moreau?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our grandchildren and youngest children have had him, so, well, good. He's the head softball coach, and we're going to have some softball players on at some point, too. But before we do that, we're going to step aside. So we will do that with these messages, and we'll be right back after this.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Seven Rivers Sports this week from Logan High School, 2 seniors, Izzy Vang and Avery Werner. Avery Werner. So, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I went to Logan's volleyball game last night, and as we taped the show here on March 12th, and a big home win, and I talked to Coach Ellenberger, and here's what she said about Avery Werner. Avery's presence on the court is important, not only for her leadership, but she knows what needs to be done. She doesn't give up and pushes herself constantly to get everyone to rise to a higher level. What's your thought on that?
That makes me feel really good. I've always known that Coach has believed in me, and she's always pushed me to do my best. And every time we have a really good play or something, I find myself looking over to her for just that little reassurance or that smile or a thumbs up, and it just pushes me to go harder every time.
Well, that quote that you didn't know I was going to reveal even inspires you more.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't forget about Izzy Vang either, though. Because she said about you, Izzy, that you are the team's vocal cord. I've never heard it put that way, but certainly it's obvious what that means. Constantly talking and cheering, and a captain, and always a smile. Always a smile.
Yep.
Even though things might not go that well sometimes?
Yeah.
Always a smile. So that says a lot about who you are.
I mean, I always try to bring everybody up. In the middle of a game, I get a headache because I'm screaming too hard, but I always know that I have to be that one person to bring the team up when our heads are down, so they know that they can look at me, so I can be that captain for them, to be their somewhat backbone.
Well put. Because the captain doesn't just go talk to the officials before the game. A captain handles drama. Of course, with girls, there's never any drama. There's a little sarcasm there, but there's drama with boys too, by the way, in case you wondered. But that's what a captain's role is, to rise above that and so on. But this is interesting. I did a little research on Logan Volleyball, and you exemplify real quickly the 4 main core values of the program, which is the word grit. The first one is being genuine, meaning being authentic. What does that mean to you, Avery?
I think just like being yourself, not trying to be a player that you're not trying to put yourself above others, and just working together and
know your role.
Yep, know
who you are. Be comfortable in your skin. Intensity is the I in grit.
I think for me, especially with the vocal cords, you know, always keeping that high energy on the court to be able to play to our full potential is definitely it.
The R in grit is release. What does that mean?
Release means like when you mess up or you're having a bad game, you just stop and you take a breath and you release from that moment or the last point, and it's a clean slate and you're starting over.
And the T in grit is togetherness, cohesiveness. When somebody does well, encourage them. If they don't do well, encourage them still and pick them up. As a captain, your job is to pick people up together. How do you do that?
I definitely cheer them on from when I'm on the bench and in the court, and I just know that, like when we go into our huddles, I'm always clapping and saying, we got it, let's go, it's all good, bring it all back together and reset and play as a team.
Good. Rapid fire drill, you ready?
Sure.
You graduate, where are you going next, Avery?
I'm going to Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona.
She's smiling because she knows that I love that area too. And then when you graduate in like 3 years instead of 4 because of your intelligence, then what?
Then I want to go into med school to be a dermatologist.
Oh, you can handle those people that are in the sun too long.
Yeah, me.
You can take care of yourself. Yeah. Role models.
My role models would definitely be, I think it's basic, but my parents. I've just seen them work really hard for me and my brother, and it pushes me to want to be better and keep going.
Your brother, McGuire, you mean?
Yes, McGuire.
So, Izzy, your role models, I happen to know who your role model is.
Yeah. My older brother, for sure.
Why is that?
I don't know, he's always paved the way for me, pretty much. I always look up to him, and it's always a competition between me and him when it comes to our grades and everything, and well, this year I'm beating him, so, but...
Does he know that?
Yeah, I think he does.
She probably tells him all the time.
Yeah, rub it in his face.
Good for you. But you are going to graduate, and then where is he going to land next year?
I don't know. I'm really keeping my options open. I have applied to a couple of schools, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them. So.
Well, we talked about both of you being captains. Define leadership as how it relates to Avery.
I think that leadership, you don't have to have a set title. I think that no matter where you are, what you're doing, somebody's always looking up to you, and just having that mindset that people are watching what you're doing, and people want to follow you and do better for themselves. I think that's what a leader is.
Certainly. Philosophy of life, have you developed one at your young age?
Not yet. I think I'm still learning and coming up with
Well,
one.
life is a journey, but I know you said in your profile that life is short and live it to the extreme and as much as you can enjoy it each and every day. And you also said something that people don't know about you. What is that?
Something that people don't know about me is that I love Arizona, and I love talking to Terry about Arizona.
Because we both enjoy, and I'll be out there for spring training shortly. What's a favorite saying that Avery has?
My favorite saying is, oh gosh, I wrote it down.
Well, it's about bad days.
Yeah, it's don't let your bad days trick you into thinking you had a bad life.
Have you ever had a bad day?
Oh yeah.
And how do you rectify that? Call me?
Yeah, I called Terry to talk about my problems.
No, you don't, because I have an unlisted number.
No, I think just understanding that having a bad day once in a while is normal, and that I live a pretty great life, and that I have great friends who I can call up anytime and they're right there. And
You do?
yeah.
Leadership to Izzy is having your teammates lean on you.
Yeah.
Do they ever have to lean on you?
I think sometimes, especially when we're down in a game or in a match, and I know I have to be that person for them to be able to get back on their feet.
I like your saying as well as Avery, so I had to help her with. But I like I like your saying, because my mom used to say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Why does your dad tell you that?
I think he tells me it almost every day. He tells me that so I never forget what my culture is, the Hmong culture, so I can always come back and know that I am a Hmong person in the community.
But it does not mean, Izzy, though, that you take a back seat to anybody.
Yeah.
It just it means remember your roots.
Mm-hmm.
Just my roots are on a farm in Ettrick. I love the farm life, and I know my roots. It's important that all of us know our roots. Is that what he means?
Yeah, he does. He just wants me to remember that, you know, that's who I am, and never to forget, of course.
So, well, you have a rich culture.
Yeah.
You have an interesting background. It's special. And you're a musician. You're famous, aren't you?
Oh, I wish.
But you like the guitar. You like to sing.
Mm-hmm.
You like to dance, or isn't that part of it?
Kind of.
Really?
The moves aren't all there, but
Just when she's alone.
yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So you like to do all of those things. So you have a gift in that area, but you're not keeping it a secret, are you? Well, it isn't now. I can tell you that.
Not many people know that I do play a couple instruments and I do sing. It's just pretty much by myself or with family if I'm at the moment.
So I'll check our schedule of guests in the next few weeks, and maybe we can bring you on and sing. Maybe we can sing a melody or a duet together. We won't invite Avery.
Yeah. I think I'm busy that day, actually.
But anyway, all right. On a serious note, you have you've done well in your life, and we wish you the best in the future, and we certainly wish you the best in your volleyball season. We're going to be following that, and hopefully you'll end on a good note. And unfortunately, there'll be no postseason this year. But any thoughts as you move toward the next journey of your life? Any regrets? Any thoughts? Like, are you comfortable with what you've accomplished, Avery?
I am. I don't think I would have done anything different in high school.
And Izzy, you're comfortable too? You've accomplished what you've set out in your goals?
Yeah, for this year, but I want to stay uncomfortable so I can break out of that box that I'm in.
There's a quote that way, be comfortable being uncomfortable, which means you're going to rise to a new level. But, you know, one of the benefits of me being the host, as I've said before in previous shows, I get to meet some tremendous people. And this week, you saw it for yourself. You know how special Izzy, Vang is, and Avery, Werner.
Why do you laugh every time you say my name?
He wants to say McGuire.
Because they're both special, and it's a privilege to have them on the show. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got some closing thoughts right after this.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
Welcome back. Well, Rick and I traveled to Carson Park on Friday. Central would play against Eau Claire North. It didn't take long for the Riverhawks to take control, scoring 21 points in the first quarter. Quarterback Mason Herlitzky found the end zone midway through the first quarter from 1 yard out. PAT kick by Drew Johnson, 7-0. 2 minutes later, Herlitzky again, this time from 2 yards out, followed by his third TD to end the quarter. 2 scores in the second quarter. Jackson Warren on a 14-yard run, and Herlitzky a touchdown from 6 yards out to 6'5" Porter Protaski. A spectacular 63-yard run by Remy Rosbach and a PAT to close the scoring, 35-7 at intermission. Midway through the third, Herlitzky again from 17 yards out, and now a running clock. The Huskies came alive in the last quarter, scoring 2 TDs. Quarterback Kyle Greenland to Tyson Harvey, and a touchdown by Wilmer Amare. 434 yards for Central as they moved to 4-0 on the season. A big game on Friday as Central travels to Logan at Swanson Field. We'll be there to bring you the action beginning at 7 p.m. Final from Eau Claire, Riverhawks 42, Huskies 21. Our crew was also at Empire Stadium on Friday. The Vikings and the Sparta Spartans, 2 of the top teams in the MVC. Quarterback Luke LeClaire scored first from 17 yards out. Then a spectacular kickoff return by Corbin Hauser, 90 yards to pay dirt, and a PAT kick by Chris Jacobs, 7-7. Holmen answered, a 13-yard run by Brecken Turner, and a Spencer Malone PAT. 14-7 Vikings after 1. 13 points scored by Holmen in quarter number 2. 2 field goals by Spencer Malone, and a 2-yard run courtesy of Sam Barnett. Holmen in control, 27-7 at half. Each team with 2 TDs in the second half. Carson Kelsey and Peyton Johnson for Sparta, Sam Barnett, and Nathan Navala for Holmen. 395 yards rushing
for Holmen with Nathan Navala and Brecken Turner both eclipsing 100 yards. Brett Stiesel led Sparta with 70 yards. Sparta drops to 1-3 and will host Superior on Friday. Holmen at 2-2 will host Eau Claire North on Friday, also at 7 p.m., and we'll be there to broadcast that game. Final, Holmen 41, Sparta 21. Well, that's it this week here on Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.